Hello, I'm Rusty Dog, and welcome to Microsoft Flight Simulator. I don't know why it says live in 8 minutes on my stream, but YouTube's weird, and the chat looks a little different. I get worried every time YouTube does an update, because it freaks me out. But I think we're live. Anyway, if you're still here, I don't know. It just says one watching, so I don't know. I'm guessing Roger and Andy might still be here. But anyway, welcome. So today we're going to be looking at the F-14 Tomcat. And we have already looked at this in a previous stream, but on that one I just did a cheaty takeoff by having everything already started for me. Now I know how to start this thing, so I'm going to do it all manual. So, cold and dark startup. Surprisingly, it's one of the easiest aircraft to start up. So, and that's, yeah, so that's good. So, where are we? Well, I think we're in the Arabian Gulf. Yeah. Yeah, so in front of my plane, the way you see these planes, the way they're facing, that's the way I'm facing. I'm just having a wander around the carrier, but my plane is facing kind of that way. So to its nose is Iran, to its tail is Saudi Arabia, and off to the right of its tail is Dubai. Somewhere, but this is the ocean. So, okay, Ad Astra, make sure you're facing forward. Oh yeah, I'll definitely be facing forward. That's the plan. So let's take a look. We are aboard the USS Ranger, and let's take a look at this carrier before we take a look at the plane. Why not? Let's put some nice detail into it. These carriers come with the aircraft, so you get the F-14 A and B, the differences of which I do know now, and I know why they're different. I did a little homework, guys, not a lot, but I did a little. Now there's a few F-14s here, so the question is, where is ours? That's a good question. Oh, could that be ours with the open canopy? I mean, there's another one there. They wouldn't jam us in there. There's another one there with its... There's 3 there. There's more there. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. So, I think this is us. I believe so. Alright. So, we are in the Grim Reaper's F-14 Tomcat B. So, difference between the two apparently is that the F-14A had Pratt & Whitney engines, which were not too reliable, and also they made the plane exhibit some strange behaviors in flight and stuff like that. And then along came General Electric and stuck in a different engine that became the F-14B, which is apparently more reliable and allows the plane to behave better, more predictable. And I guess if everything else fails on the plane, at least all the bulbs in the plane should be working. Now, quite why the plane is cold and dark and we have an engine open and one closed, I don't know, but it does work that way. So we have the arrestor hook, which I'll try landing back on the carrier. I will try, but I don't know if I can. I can take off on the carrier, I believe. I haven't done it before. But in case you're wondering, the plane that can do it, obviously, it's an F-14, and it does have the ability to kneel down. This plane kneels down, ready to go. So we're going to try. Okay, so this is obviously the product from HeatBlur, and it is around $35. Let's get the words right. $35, and I think worth every penny of it. So let's go. Let's get in. So we are inside, and oh, there's even a little change of color there with the glass. That's kind of cool. I like that. Now we've got this view. Now I've set up a couple of custom cameras. This is Jester's, or at least the one where the Jester computer sits, which is here. Okay, but Jester's not alone. If we go back, oh, I've just overwritten the camera. Let me just quickly redo it. What an idiot. Let me just redo it. So it's this one. So if we go here, we've got Cougar. The Cougar menu. It's not what you guys are thinking. Alright, so we've got that as well. I don't think I'm going to need to use that today. But, yeah. I don't even know what the WIO is. I've heard of Rio, RIO. But I don't know what you got. Don't do initials with me. Just do full words. Weapons officer. Okay, so what's RIO then? Because that's what Jester is apparently. Yeah. So starting up this plane and getting it all ready to go is really quite simple. So you're probably thinking, well, get on with it then. Well, fine, I will. Alright, so let me take a look. So we need power. Okay, so first thing we need to do is go into Jester menu, go into servicing, and give us some ground power.
Roger.
Now I should say that when this plane, if we ever get to land it and shut it down totally, I can't get rid of this whiny noise. It doesn't go away, even when everything's cold and dark. Alright, so we've got some kind of power. Right, so let's get the consoles on, which are uno, dos, and the hood, tres. So for that, we're going to go, come here, we're going to go boom, 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 and they will eventually come on. This guy in the middle takes a little while, but we can wait. Not that we have to, but we can get on with, we can get on with things here. So let's do that. All right. Next thing, let's arm the ejector seat. And yes, you can eject. The canopy will eject separately if you want, or you can have it so that you can eject, or you can have it so both can eject. I don't think it really does too much. You're not going to be able to see like animations of it. But how did I manage to do this? Because the pilot's in. Right, so down here we have a lever, which is the ejection command lever, so we're going to engage that. And what that does is it means that if I eject by pulling this, that he will eject as well. We'll both eject together. If he freaks out, he might eject on his own. That's also possible. Alright, let's get the canopy shut. And let's just see this come down. Closes in. I think this comes on with actual engine power. I think that's what it is. Alright, so easiest start in the world. Let's put the guard down for the moment. I think I've figured out how to sweep this. So there's a down position and an up position. This is the emergency position, and this is the non-emergency position. So in the emergency position, you can override any of the, you know, the wing movements, how out and in the wings are. But we also have a wing sweep mode here. We have auto, manual, and bomb. So for normal operations, we keep it on auto. If we have it on manual, then I can sweep the wings in and out at will, regardless of whether it's right to do it or not. I've also found that we have a hidden engine cutoff, which is here. That's to shut them down. So let's get this thing started. Wait and you see how easy this is, guys. It's crazy. So all we need to do is put on the air start, and then we're going to apply about 20% throttle. Oh, look at the way that rubber is bending there. Look at this. Jesus, I've just noticed. So we'll give it a little bit of throttle there, and that's it. We're just going to go to the left engine, and that's it. It's just going to power up now. Apparently. Anyway. There it goes. So I think we'll wait for the heat blur, and then this switch should return itself back to the middle. By the way, in case you're wondering about fuel, I was told, I don't think this is true because I've tried it, but we've got 10,300 pounds of fuel, and I was told that if you put the fuel probe out, which camera have I? I've assigned a few cameras here, so that one, this one, and this one. So this is my fuel probe camera, right? So if we go to fuel probe, told that once this was extended, let's go back inside. Once extended, that it would actually refuel. But I have not seen any evidence of this. Now we're not in the full position yet. We can go up one, but I don't believe that does refuel. So we'll get that back in. Obviously that's for mid-air refueling. Right, so this switch has turned itself back to the middle, so let's crank the other engine up. I have my afterburner key bound, and now, unlike before, I have my nose wheel steering bound. The arrestor hook, I don't have it bound, but I do know where the switch is inside the plane, so I can do that. I'm not going to need it for takeoff. Right, so that's it, both engines are up. This nozzle will start to shrink down like this one. So I'm going to keep the wings swept back for now. Oh, the arrestor hook, by the way, is, I believe, this. Up and running. Cool. Right, so now that we're done here, we can pop back into Jester, turn off the external power. Don't need it anymore.
Roger.
Going to position myself where I think I'm supposed to be.
Let's line INS first.
Hey, Marvin ZH, thank you for the sub. Better go a bit slower, eh? Because otherwise you might get a bit wet. Too much throttle because then we're going to need to kneel down have the nose engaged? The nose steering? I don't think so. If the nose wheel steering was on, it would be... Oh, yeah, it is. Shows up here. Nose wheel steering engaged. I have a button on my mouse now to control that. I'm going to go down this yellow and white line. So let's just exercise a bit more. I didn't put any armaments on the plane. I could. We are in the region. Alright. So, in order for this to work, I need the plane to kneel down. So look at the plane now. I'm going to try and get it to kneel down. And that we have kneel. Alright. Now, apparently can you buy every aeroplane in MSFS? If you have the money, sure. You can buy, yeah, in the marketplace and on websites you can buy any plane you want. Sure. I don't think going for all of them is a good idea. Right, so we're going to release the parking brake and hold it on the actual brakes. And I'm going to just go power, afterburners, and we are. I don't need to worry about the wings because it's all being taken care of automatically based on speed. If this is set to auto. I don't know whether we should have took off with the wings out. I was thinking about doing that and then I forgot. Oh yeah. There's some planes not available. Well, I don't know. I guess you'd probably be restricted to marketplace items then. Where are we? Oh, there's the carrier. Is it? Or is that the carrier? I don't know whether we can find any land. We are going to find land. Travel in the right direction. Of course, the afterburners are going to. Blacking out, but the thing is, I'm looking at the map here. I have a map on another screen. Looks like I'm barely turning. I'm going to come off the afterburners. Let's go full military power. So we're heading... Abu Dhabi is this way. I'm just going to try and now trim the plane out a little. Mess up, there it is. See on the heads-up display there on the glass, I want that left-hand side marker to be on the 0. Abu Dhabi looks to be around If I had to guess, I would say 40, 50 nautical miles. It's trimming down for reasons unknown.
Fuel 8,000.
I want it to stay on 0, or at least try and get it. So it's trimmed nicely. I am trimming it with my joystick. Respond well to small movements. Obviously, there's no way I'm going to find that carrier again. That's not going to happen. There is most of Abu Dhabi. We're heading straight for the city. Like it's completely ignoring my... I have two trims, okay, for the pitch. I have the what I call the major pitch trim, which makes big movements, and I have the minor pitch trim, and it's ignoring the minor pitch trim altogether. It wants to go up, or it wants to come down. We are dropping by a lot. Don't worry, we have airspace clearance. We're not going to get shot down. Cleared that already. Okay, are we there? Are we there on the trim? We're getting close to it. Dubai is off to our left by quite a distance, I would say. I think Dubai is over there. This switch that the ejector switch on the seat that I altered earlier, flick that down and arm it. When you pull this ejection cord, you're going to be staying inside the plane. Right, so how are we doing on fuel? Fuel is 7,100 pounds now, and altitude 20,000. Dropping. We're either dropping or climbing. Leveling out is another matter. Actually, we do have two runways right in front of us, guys. Facing our direction as well. I'm not saying we're going to land on them.
Fuel 7,000.
Runways are to our left. Knowing the speed of this plane, we might get on top of them when we not seeing them. They're there. Just off to our left, so I'm guessing that this column is in the way. Abu Dhabi International Airport right here. You have traffic running, so planes should be there. Slowed down, but the wings haven't moved out. Oh yes, they have. They're not fully swept, are they? We try and make a landing. Gonna need to spin around 180 degrees the other way around, so by going this way. Now the arrestor hook will only work on carriers, obviously. You can't do like a quick landing and stop on a runway, it won't work. So if I want to slow the plane down, I've got the this thing. That doesn't want to come up at this speed. That's fair enough. I'm going to be a little careful here. Don't want to black out. To give myself enough time to not only turn, realign myself with the runway. I'm not making any guarantees here. I'm going to be landing. Wow, the turning circles. Let's see if we can get something a little tighter. Don't have the afterburners on, so help us out a little. On your speed, wings are supposed to move automatically. And that's me doing it. Okay, I'm just going to rely on the... Right, so let's get the wheels out. Out the that tail thing. Is it DEFCON? Even with audio ducking on? Okay. I'll just speak a bit louder because I do have audio ducking where the game should go quiet.
600 feet. 500. 400 feet.
I'm surprised at the wings. surprised the wings haven't moved.
300.
Everything is on automatic as it should be.
50.
Just engaged the nose wheel steering again. I'm just wondering, is this plane still in kneel down mode? Or does it cancel? No, it cancels. Okay. Alright, so what we can do is override these wings. Moving into manual. It's not letting them go. Okay. I'm just going to pause it here. Now I can completely... Oh, it might be because it's locked in. I don't know. Trying. Let's go into emergency mode. Move it that way. You see, based on your speed in the air, hold on. How come you're shrugging, Defcon? What does that mean? Because when I talk, the audio should dip and overcome any loud noises, but okay. Oh, I think I know why. Yeah. Okay. I know why. It's because whenever you make a change to this setting, or this lever, you have to hit the master reset switch, which is underneath this yellow thing. If you don't, I don't think it complies. So that's why. That's why I didn't do it. Yeah, I think me talking soft wasn't helping. It is a loud plane, you know. Let me just make sure that the FSLTL is running. It isn't, because I'm supposed to answer a question when you boot up. When you boot it up, it always asks you this yes and no question. It would be nice if it didn't. And now it's not responding to my pressing of enter. Has. So obviously a DOS box on another screen doesn't respond while the F-14 is moving. You have to, because I wanted to, let's get this throttle down. I don't know why we're so fast. I've hardly got any engine power on. Yeah, I wanted to enable traffic injection without stopping the plane. That was the main goal, but the DOS box was not having it at all. And yet the moment I stopped the plane, and I was pressing return in the DOS box, I had focus on it and it wasn't doing it, and then the moment I stopped the plane and pressed return, then it did it, which I find bizarre. And even now it's not really doing much. It has had an update today, so maybe they bugged it. Going so damn quick. Either there's no planes in Abu Dhabi International, which very unlikely, or I think what's happened is it's got paused. There you go. Yeah, it got paused. DOS boxes are weird, man. They're exactly the same as they were. Remember DOS 6.0 and DOS 5? It's still exactly the same now. They still have hang-ups where if you click inside of them, it'll show you like a white box, which looks like an old style cursor, and what it means is that DOS box is literally paused. I don't know where I'm going, but I'm just going to park here. I have no idea where that comms is coming from. Put these to idle, then the engines. Now, when everything shuts off,
climb and maintain flight level 340.
don't ask me where that climb and maintain, like, I don't know where that's coming from. I don't have anything running. So, oh, it has shut off. I mean, outside it's lovely and quiet, but inside... Well, we didn't have to eject. Yeah, it has shut off this time. The last time I tried to shut this plane off, I had that whine that you get when you put the ground power on. That was still going. And I had disconnected it. But yeah, awesome. So we've just done I wasn't expecting to land here, but to go from an aircraft carrier to Abu Dhabi International, that's pretty cool. Now, landing on an aircraft carrier, well, firstly you got to find the damn things, because they don't show up in little nav map or anything like that. So the only way I could even dream of doing it is to take off from the carrier and then turn around and try and land back on it again. But do you really think I could do that? Really? No. And the wings should be swept back now. I don't know. I don't think that's possible with the power not on. Bring this back. No, I think we need I think we need power. Yeah. All right. I can try a carrier thing, but dude, it's like, forget it. Lining it up is going to be one thing. It's going to have to be done purely visual, which means the moment I take off, I'm going to need to turn around as soon as possible before the carrier kind of disappears from view and just becomes a dot on the horizon. Because the other thing I need to do is, before I take off, is take a look at my heading and then either subtract or add 180 degrees to that so we know the heading for the way back. But even if we get the right heading on the way back, you still have to line it up. And then you have to come in, you have to be slow, get the arrestor hook down, and the moment you touch down, poof, you're going to stop like really quick. So, this is going to be our departure. We'll set the time so it's not live. And we don't want to be on the runway because that's going to give us the plane already started up, and I don't want to do that. So we'll go back here. There are other carriers Let me have a look at the PDF. So we've got one near Norfolk. I don't know whether that is Norfolk. There's bound to be a Norfolk in the US because most English British town names are mirrored in the US, and I wouldn't be surprised if Norfolk wasn't one of them. But we've got Norfolk, the Mediterranean Sea, the Arabic Gulf, which is where we are now, and the USS Independence. So USS Forrestal is near Norfolk, USS Saratoga is in the Mediterranean Sea, USS Ranger is in the Arabic Gulf, and USS Independence is near Taiwan. And that all comes with this plane. So let's try and see which Norfolk it is. I'm hoping it's the UK one because, you know, that was the original Norfolk. And of course it isn't. Why would it be? No, is it US or is it Canada? I don't know. Oh dear, yeah, it's US. Of course it is. Give us our names back. Every time, there's been so many times I've looked up place names, like Suffolk, Portsmouth, Norfolk. These are England. This is England. I mean, we don't have Richmond again. We don't have New York, and Florida in England. Cambridge. Did you see that? Cambridge, Dover. Why are you doing this? Stealing our names. Anyway, I'm just kidding. Right, so let's go to USS Forrestal and go to this one. Yeah, the number of times I've looked up place names, and it's saying, you know, US or UK. Sometimes, like on a sat nav, if you have the world map, it'll do that. Yeah, I mean, these planes are old, man. Yeah. The first F-14 flew on the 21st of December, which is in 6 days' time, in 1970. Just 22 months after Grumman was awarded the contract. 22 months from being given the contract to initial operational capability in 1973. So yeah, we're talking, I don't know, it's a long time ago. When the first one of these flew, I was 4 years old, way back in the day. So, in terms of landing, does it matter which way you land? I mean, like if I land on there, which looks very thin, or here, does it matter really? It's still going to stop. I'd rather do this. Oh, I've got to line up with that big thick line. Just hit it anywhere. Just be coming in at the slowest speed possible without the plane falling out of the sky, and then just drop it here, bang, and the arrestor hook should do the rest. We've got the cables here, but even if the cables weren't there, it wouldn't matter. The plane should stop. Now, there is a way for me to do this. If I was just to showcase a landing, there is a way to do it, and that would be to take off straight out, pause the sim, and then do a slew where I can slew the plane 180 degrees around, maintaining the same course as I took off on, assuming I've kept the plane straight, and then come back that way. But we'll see how it goes. All right. So, I I want to try an ejection as well. I haven't tried an ejection while we're in the air yet. Alright, so let's get ground power. I could map a key to ground power, to be honest. But I've kind of run out of keys. Let's see if we can do one. So let's go to keyboard. And you want ground. Huh? What? No. GPU? Huh. Power. External power. Okay. Oh, there's a key mapped. Right control plus P. That's it. Toggle external power. Let's do it that way and we won't need to do it through Jester. So right control P. Right. I'm going to arm my ejection seat. And my teammate is going to eject when I do. That's if I'm going, you're going with me. There's no plans to eject, but if I botch the landing, then if it looks like I'm not going to land, or it looks like that we're going to fall out the sky because I've gone too slowly, then I'm going to eject. All right. Alrighty. So air start on. 20% throts. Engine crank left. And while that engine's cranking up, let's get the displays on. Now I'm definitely going to have a scenario here where the wings come out when I say come out. But I don't know if I can. Oh, I can sweep them in this position. Are you up or down? Yeah, you see, it's kind of locked in there. So can I bring this up and then put that down? No, because it locks it down. Okay, so the only way to sweep the wings out then is to open the safety guard, bring it into emergency, and then I can sweep the wings fully out. I think maybe I'll keep this guard open. Oh, and while we're at it, just for the fun.
Roger. Roger.
No, come on. Oh, okay, we got it. Yeah, we got armaments now, look. Ooh. Got the KXGB news. Right, I believe we're up running at the back. HeatBlur from both. Affirmative. That is it, apart from turning off external power, which I've just pressed Control P again, so I'm assuming that is now done. I want to confirm it though, because, oops, wrong one then. I don't trust it. It is disconnected. Okay, cool.
Let's line INS first.
Yeah, I'm getting the wings out. Don't fall off. Okay. Let's use slew mode. This is what happened last time, isn't it? That the plane just decided to move so fast. careful here.
300, wing auto.
Okay, nose wheel steering is on. Oh, I don't think. Oh yeah, it is. Okay. Why are we not moving? Something went wrong when we came off the carrier, then we're not moving. Brakes are off. Yeah. Okay, we'll reset the flight because it's not moving. It must have gone into some emergency mode. Yeah, this camera needs to change, doesn't it? It's not very good in this position. Hydraulics. We have to wait for this switch to flick. No, I don't think so. I don't think it does. Get this to spin round. It's supposed to light up this display here. Seems to just want to do that though. Oh, here we go. There we go. All good. Steering is engaged, brakes are on. Engines fired.
IMS alignment is totally off.
Ignoring Jester or whatever, Cougar, whatever his name is, I don't know. Let's call him I don't know, Tom. No, Tom. Kneel before me, boy. Kneel before me. What are you doing? That is not what I pressed. Thankfully, that's enough room. Remember 100, guys. 100.
G20 flapped up. .300 knots, wings auto.
Disengaging the afterburners. Nope, didn't do that. This is not going to work. Okay, throttling back. Is that, have we cleared it enough? I don't know. I hope so. Okay, wings out. I'm going to try and get this round. We want that top heading to be 10. Ah! Okay, that's fine. We'll just chill. Just trying to sweep it round as quick as possible. But I don't know the dynamics. You know, how much you can sweep, how far you can take it, how much you can push. These are things I don't know. I don't play DCS. I'm not one of those kind of flyers. I wish we had our altitude on the screen here. Not even 100% sure where the speed indicator is. I mean, I've seen it. I just don't read it properly. The cockpit is shaking like a good one. Okay, now. Didn't stop. So I have to think about this now. It looked to me like the carrier was perfectly lined up, and it was only when I got like a few hundred meters away that I realized that the runway was a little bit skewered. It's skewered to the side, isn't it? It's not quite, if you look at it, if it'll let me look at it, I'll show you what I mean. See if we can just speed this up. So from some angles, it kind of looks like it's straight. But when I was coming in, where these lines are, these double lines look like railway tracks on either side, those were not lined up. I was actually, yeah, I was more lined up. See those blue lines at the end? I was lining up for that, which of course took me in the path of the planes. It was close. I mean, we were close. And the arrestor hook was down. My power, I dropped the power the moment we hit. But these planes are not collision objects, so it's not like we would have hit anything. And if we land, say, here, we should have stopped by here. Let's put it this way. There is enough room on this carrier to bring the plane in, stop it, don't move it from the position it stops at, and then take off again in that same length. So, if the game will allow it, I'm going to slew and try again, because everything should be set on this plane to the correct settings. I'm going to give it a try. I just want to land and just show. Unfortunately, when we're in slew mode, like with the external cameras, you can speed up and slow down the camera's movement, but in slew mode you cannot, so it's just super fast movement no matter what, which is kind of unfortunate. Now I don't know what view we're going to get here. It doesn't think it's going to be internal, and because it's not internal because it's not internal, I didn't have enough time to react to the fact that we're way too high. I don't know why we're going so fast. I mean, my throttles are like nothing. I got no throttle on at all. And I've got the flaps down maximum, and I've got I don't know what you call it, but in an Airbus it's like the spoilers, that red thing that you see on the back of the plane, that's out, and that's all designed to slow the plane down. What I don't know is, do I have my gear down? Can't tell from here. Oh, it will not drop. Wow. It should have stopped by now. Okay. I'll have a couple more goes, and if it doesn't want to work, then I'll just have to abandon it as a project. Aha! Now the throttles are responding. Well, hello, mama. I have no idea about the wheels. Let's take a look. Because I've pressed the wheel button about 6 times now. So let's go back here and reset. I pressed the undercarriage button about 6 times, so God knows what state I left it in. Clearly, I left it in the in state. Yeah, so once you come out of slew mode, it's not responding to throttle anymore, like it isn't now. You have to physically move the throttle for it to respond to throttle again. Too high? Oh, it almost stopped. It almost stopped. We were just too high. It's difficult. Like if you're approaching in normal flight mode, right? If you're approaching that you've done a proper flight and everything, then you know you're on the right flight path, okay? And you know that you're descending correctly. But when you're in slew mode like this, it's kind of just guesswork to place the aircraft at the right height. Now the note, what the hell? Did you see it? You must have seen that we just got hit by nothing, right? You saw that. You guys saw that. I know you did, because I saw it. We were hit by nothing. But okay. Now we're stuck in this thing now. So what I'm gonna have to do to prevent the loop is to go up, see if we can recover the plane and then put it back in slew mode. Wow, what a pain in the ass this is. Okay. Alright, so it looks like for some reason it's recovered up here. Now where is the black dot? Down below? This is pure guesswork, and this is the only view you ever get in slew mode. I still don't know if it's put the wheels down. Nope. So it looks like slew mode brings the wheels up. That would be a really good reason why it's not stopping. What I didn't check was the arrestor hook. The hook down? Yes, it is. Okay. So confirm that the wheels are down, right? So let's go up and come out of slew mode, and we can confirm that it does indeed put the wheels in. Okay. Slew mode is meant to be a quality of life thing. So we'll just keep going until I get the positioning right, because I'm not going to do the whole, oh, let's take off and let's land again. I'm not going to do all that. That's pointless. Because by the time we come to line up, it'll be the same deal. Now, assuming it's not going to spin out of control, I'm not sure why it's doing that, if I'm honest. No explanation for that whatsoever. And now it's put me outside the plane. Way too high. Wow. What if we just stop it right there and bring it more into line? But now the wheels have gone back in again. Yeah, we're too high. This is a challenge, isn't it? Right, so configuration is all correct. The plane is at its slowest. I'm going to keep all that crap out. The wings, the flaps, the arrestor hook, the wheels. I'm going to keep it all out because it's the only way. It's going to make it hard to turn. We are on full power. Now we're stalling. Yeah, okay. So I put the thing back in, the spoiler. I'm sure there's a proper military name for it, but my key binding is spoiler. So that's what it's going to be called. Okay. again, we've just hit. Microsoft Flight Simulator is doing something where we're hitting, it's making us hit something that isn't there. So I think we have to give up on this, guys. And you can't do a flight plan where you can plot a course, you know, to line up and, you know, with the pink lines. This plane isn't, it's not that. Yeah, this is impossible. Now, I'm sure there is a button in slew mode to correct the diagonalness of the plane that we have right now. And I either don't have it mapped or there isn't a way to do it. Up and down I've got, left and right I've got, and then this I've got. Hi Lenny. And it's constantly turning right now, so let's get the plane corrected. I don't like the fact that slew mode is holding the configuration of the plane's wings, the flaps, the arrestor hook, but not the wheels. And the reason for that is, if you're in an Airbus or a Boeing or whatever on the ground, on the runway, ready to take off, and you decide to abandon takeoff and you go into slew mode and put the plane up at 20,000. That's so it can just put the wheels in straight away. But right now I don't need this. I don't need the wheels in. So let's see if we get hit by something again. It would really help if I could see where the damn thing was. But the canopy unfortunately blocks most of everything. Like, I don't know if the wheels are down. Yeah, everything is down. I am on minimal power right now. I've got so little power, it's just the air that's keeping it up. There you go. Took a little while. A little while, but we did it in the end. Yeah, FSLTL is great. I did get the updates as well today. Yeah, it took a little while. I just couldn't get it lined up with the slew mode. Now, did the spoiler, was it out? It looked like not, because I believe when the plane stops, well, I don't think it drops it on its own. I think it keeps it out. So I must have landed without the spoiler. Fair enough. Yeah. So the problem mainly was just getting the thing lined up, getting the height right, and I think there I just got lucky, basically. But I don't know, it shouldn't matter. I'm only going by what I've been told. So, but it shouldn't really matter. Like if you have a carrier that is like this, it's called a static carrier, right? Hold on. Oops. Alright, we need to fix this. Let's fix this because it's not working properly. No. Okay, now we'll fix it from here. And then I'll carry on my explanation. Right. Is it the case that if you land beyond these ropes, now forget real world, I know in the real world the arrestor hook has to hit these ropes, I know that. But this is a game. So, assuming that I land here and have the arrestor hook down, would it still stop the plane? Or is it a must that you have to land before here, before the last rope? See, I don't know if it makes that distinction or not. Obviously you've got four chances here. You've got to hit one of those and it'll stop you. But if So you have to land, yeah, either here, you have to land before there. Or you can even land here. As long as that last hook, as long as that hook hits that last thing. But is it that if you land after it, so the hook doesn't catch it, that it won't stop the plane? I don't know. Or does the simulator just recognize that this is a carrier, and any touchdown, providing the arrestor hook is down, regardless of where it is, whether you hit a rope or not, will stop the plane? Does it do that? I don't know whether it's programmed like that or not, if you know what I mean. Like if I landed on this side, there's no ropes here. If I landed on this side, would the plane stop? Obviously I'm not going to attempt it because it would take another 10-15 goes. I'm going to have to refer back to the video that I watched, because I'm pretty sure when that guy landed on the carrier he didn't hit any ropes, which is one of the reasons why I'm asking. And the only way to find out is to do it, is to land here on this side, but I have no intention of doing that. Even here you've got no ropes here, so I was lucky that I picked this end to land on. Mind you, if you landed on this side, it would still work, wouldn't it? Might be easy on this side. This might be for the beginners. If you land on this side, and your plane's going to carry on moving, assuming the ropes are the deciding factor, you're going to fly along here and hit this rope, and you'll stop before the end still. So what I'm saying is, I don't know if the ropes are a physical factor here, or if they're just there for show and the plane would stop anyway. That's my point. I also don't know why just rotating the drone camera, you know, staying flat, rotating it, puts it at an angle like this. How has it got on that angle? If I'm only using two axes, X and Y, wait a minute. I can go that way in a straight line, I can go that way in a straight line, and I can go that way in a perfect circle. So how do we get this? How has it gone diagonal? How has it induced that? I think there's a way to bind this as well. Let me see if it will do it here. So the way to do it is to go by input, and then we've got that. So this is translate drone forward. Okay, so I guess we're looking for drone. We're looking for triggers. Triggers. I think they're called triggers. No, not triggers, the buttons. Now what are we looking at? It's banking, isn't it? Yaw is not correct. Roll. Okay, roll. Okay, so drone, roll drone left. Aha! So let's try, yeah, reset drone roll, both L and B's. L and R's, sorry, whatever. You know what I'm talking about. Lockable. So we want droll, let's call it droll. Droll left. I don't care what that, oh yeah, that is translation speed. Ah! Okay, can't do that then. Yeah, I need that for speed. I used to have it on the roll, and now I don't. Let's see if it'll work off this. Toggle parking brakes. I don't need that. That's no good to me. And that. Toggle landing gear. Next fixed camera. Again, not needed. The only time I ever use this controller is for the drone camera. So I don't need it bound to anything else. So now I should be able, there we go, and then there's a reset, isn't there, which was both of the keys together. So if I hit both buttons together, bingo. Awesome. We have control of the Xbox controller, because before it was a non-controller or uncontroller. Yeah. Oh. The other thing I'd like to see on this drone camera is where you go into the zoom level, and whatever you set here is remembered by the sim. Like 75 is where you need to be. 50's like crap. It's like a, what do you call it? Like a wide angle lens. 75 is more like a 50mm, like this. There you go. And then when you pull out, it doesn't look so distorted. It's a lot better here. Just to exaggerate that effect, if we go from 75 and instead of adding 25 we'll take it off, you see you get that stretched effect. It sucks, man. It's horrible, but you still get it at 50 and it's horrible. 75 is more like human eye, what the human eye would see. Oh, the engines are still running. I'm surprised they haven't run out of fuel. Now, here's a question. Can we take off? If we can, I could record a landing, but Lenny, it just took me like 15 goes to get. Like if when you're on a final approach, if things aren't lined up correctly and you botch it, the only way to succeed is to go into slew mode and have a few more attempts, which is what I was doing. But in slew mode, it's difficult to arrange the aircraft in the correct position, because you have to deal with the correct altitude. Like, you don't want to be too high, you don't want to be too low. You have to remember that when you come out of slew mode, you have to put the wheels out again, because it always puts them in. And then, for some reason, which I've never seen in any other plane except this one, on occasion when you come out of slew mode, you'll hit something invisible and it'll spin the plane around. So there's way too many frustrations there for me to want to. If somebody else wants to try it, by all means, but it won't be me. I'm not going to do it. No, I've had enough. So what I want to do here is bring the flaps up, and I want to see if I can take off in this small distance. Actually, flaps would be a good idea. Let's leave them in. Yeah, it must have put that down on its own. Or I didn't bring it out. It's irrelevant now. Right, so the hook can go up. Brakes are on? Yes. Nose wheel steering we don't need. Wings are out. Alright, so let's see if we can do a takeoff. So we need the plane to kneel down. So let's get in position. Tell the plane to kneel. That's the equivalent of, you see, again, this is what I'm saying. This is so it can get pulled on the rope. But when it's kneeling, there is no rope to pull it. And yet it still does it without the rope. So I don't know. I don't know whether the ropes are a thing or not a thing or what. Anyway, what we're going to do now is, I think I've got my seat armed and everything, so we're going to do an ejection. assuming I can not crash. So, brakes off, holding on the brakes with the trigger. I'm going to put on over half power, afterburners, and then go. So, full power for me is only halfway power on the plane. It's the afterburners that give us the rest. So, that's as far as I can go. Afterburn and go. Wheels in. Flaps up. Why is the camera pointing over there? Okay, I've got manual control over the wings rather than the plane doing it automatically. There are 10 different flap positions, or shall we call it wing positions.
What I don't like is this Master Cost Joker.
Okay, let's come out of the afterburners, which is basically just dropping below 50% power and then re-engaging full. Right, I don't know what we're going to see when we eject. Probably nothing. We'll see the canopy jettison, and then we'll both jettison. But there's no animation. There's no animation of you flying away. So let's try this. That's it. Basically, you've just got. Oh, I do have control of the plane. Wait a minute. Is this possible? How can I still have control of the plane? Yep, I do. So I haven't really ejected. But let's pretend we're out of control. Yeah, so that's the ejection. Basically, the canopy goes and the pilots disappear from the seats. This is maximum pitch down. I'll couple it with a roll. Not my responsibility because I'm not in the plane anymore. Actually, before we crash, let's get some power going. Come on. I can't keep them on. I can't keep them on. They won't toggle anymore. I don't know. It's spluttering. So let's go into slew. But before we do slew, what are we at? 4. Right. This is going to be difficult because again, slew mode only works in this view. This would have been better over land, to be honest, but it doesn't matter. I want to get up into the old Stratos. I don't know what our altitude is now. 40,000 is it? Not all. Or is it 100? 44.7? Or is it 144.7? Because the plane doesn't want to be controlled here, but it can be at 80,000 and odd, because I've seen it. If we go too high. Okay, so I'm reducing power. Oh, okay. There's that, you've hit the invisible dome. Should we do the Blue Danube? Do, 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 do. I hope your question just got answered there, Lenny, on the slingshot thing. I think the only way to establish altitude with slew mode is to put those newbie gauges on the outside camera, but I can't be doing with those. That's like, it's criminal. It's like having auto docking. Right, well, I've scared everybody away off the chat, so that's a good reason to leave. So guys, that's the Tomcat. I'll catch you next time. Bye.